Hey, Jincy, thanks for taking the time. We saw on Twitter, I think you had a good portion of your family and some friends there wearing some of your jerseys, which was great to see. But, obviously this is a special stop for everyone, wrapping up the U.S. leg of the Dream Gap Tour. But obviously a little extra special for you your ties to St. Louis and everything. Could you tell me what it means to you to play at this rink in St. Louis? And, watching from home like we are in the media, we're getting to see just tons and tons of kids, little girls in the crowd, all stoked, seeing Kendall Coyne Schofield tossing pucks to them and seeing the reactions of the kids, what it means to you to see St. Louis, which is really a booming hockey town,
Yeah.
kind of embrace the PW and things carry off like they did.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm such a homebody to begin with, so to be able to come home, one is super special. The fact that all my family and friends could be here too is another thing that was special to me. And then I think it was just really great to see St. Louis kind of get behind the women's game and to support it. And I think having the PWHPA here was a way to do that. But I know at kind of like the grassroots and the youth level, they're really trying to get behind their girls program and support the women as well. And so it's just really special to see. They've taken care of their men's hockey, and it's really sweet to see them do that with their women's hockey as well.
We get Justin Levine, please.
Hey, Jincy, thanks for taking the time to do this. Was it nice for you for the tour to be able to end off in St. Louis with fans in the stands? And, with that, since you developed in St. Louis, can you talk about how that program prepared you for, the challenges and the long road in hockey that you would soon go on now with the PWHPA and how that's, shaped to where you are now?
Yeah. So I think the youth hockey is great here, and one of the things I think that they have they have an advantage of is their coaching staff, or the coaches that come back and help coach the programs. And I was really lucky; I got to play on the '97 Blues team. And Jordan James was my coach, and he actually came to the game last night, which was super cool that he was able to see me play again. And just having that opportunity and getting to play at the level I did, I feel like a lot of girls don't get that. And on top of that, I always say this, like, it's hard being the girl on a guy's team, but it's also hard being the guys that have a girl on the team. And the guys on my team were so gracious and they were so awesome. And I think it just really was a great environment for me to develop. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't, I wasn't tearing it up. I really had to fight for my spot. And I think when you learn to kind of have those challenges at an early age, it really develops your overall character as a young athlete. And so I think that growing up playing with the guys, you did have to learn to be resilient. And I think now in the women's game, like, we have to learn to be resilient to the challenges that come against us in terms of forming a league and getting equal pay and things like that. So I think all around, like, I just love St. Louis because I think it has developed me as a well-rounded person and as a well-rounded athlete. And so to be able to have fans and to be able to see little girls kind of have girls hockey come here, because I didn't have that when I was younger. I think it's super sweet, and it's cool to see the numbers, the amount of girls that are up and coming in St. Louis that want to play the game. And so I think that having the PWHPA here was great for those girls.
We get Ashley from Women's Hockey Life.
Hi, thanks so much for doing this. So, seeing the success that the PW has had this year, despite the adversity dealing with COVID and other issues, what do you hope to see next year for the PWHPA?
Yeah, I think we just want to see more games. I think we want to see more cities get behind it and get more exposure, more representation for young girls to see, like, hey, there's an opportunity to do this, and not just young girls, but for fans as well, other people. I think having the games here and opening it up to fans and having the games sell out really show that there's an interest in women's hockey, and people want to see it and be a part of it and support it and cheer for it and bet on it and all sorts of things. So yeah.
David from the Puck Authority.
Hey, Jincy, thanks for doing this. I was just wondering, moving on to the hockey side of things, how would you describe your own play on the ice tonight, as well as your team's performance?
Yeah, I think that our team, I think each series we've gotten better and better, and we don't get a ton of opportunities to play together. I think for myself, I like to be more of a puck moving D. My style's a little bit more laid back. I like to make that first pass and kind of jump in the play. I really take pride in my passing, so I kind of try and focus on that as much as I can.
Okay, we have time for a couple more here, so we could get Brenna up next, please.
Hi, Jincy. Thanks so much for doing this. So obviously tonight, New Hampshire had a hard-fought battle. You guys played incredible. But what are the next steps specifically for your team moving forward?
Yeah. I think more consistent opportunities to play together is a huge one. I think it's, we're all scrambling to get to these weekends sometimes, and we don't play together during the year. And so I think honestly, just getting together and practicing year round is probably the first and biggest step. And then once you do that, really establishing lines and systems. And in a COVID year, some people can come, some people can't. So it's just, there's so much unknown. So I think having a little bit more stability is probably the number one thing.
Okay, last question from Justin, please.
Hi again. So I want to touch on some of the players that you are playing with and played with today, and that includes Brianna Decker, Amanda Kessel, who's been here, Skarupa, and Skamura. Can you talk about what it means to play with players like that, all of whom have been on the national team and have represented the United States? And then with that, just how would you reflect on your team's season, and what do you think could use improvement as we look beyond to the Dream Gap Tour next year, albeit in normal times?
Yeah, so it's an honor to play with the USA jersey, and it's an honor to play with them. They're some of the best in the game, and so like when you're playing with them, you have to bring your A game, and it's just so fun. Like they're just so good and they're so talented, and I think that they have a ton of fans. A ton of the girls are cheering their name, and that's awesome. But I think when you're on the bench with them and you kind of just watch the little things they do, it's just you just get to see how good they are. And when you're practicing with them, when you're at those USA camps and you're going against them, you're like, oh my goodness, like better get going. And some other choice words, but yeah, they're just awesome. And I mean, I think that they're looking better and better. And I think for like Brianna Decker, I'll tell her she looks so good. She looks fast. She's just, I mean, if she decides she wants to go out there and score, like she's going to do it. And so I think that's just pretty awesome to see, like the authority and the control that she has on the ice. And Amanda Kessel, just the little slick plays that she can make. And Skamura, like she's just a powerhouse out there. And I hate going against her because she's just so strong in the corners. And I think what I really like admire is that they know the things that they're good at, and their strengths become more of a strength. And they really just play to that, and they play with that kind of authentic component that really makes them great. And so it's really cool to see that. And it challenges other players to kind of figure out, hey, what's that one thing that I'm going to do really well at and excel at? And you got to find it and you got to work for it.
Great, thanks, Jincy.